Okay, so you might have seen from a previous video I was sharing one of the books I was reading in the hospital while hubby was sleeping. This is Quick and Easy Handmade cards. To my knowledge, when I looked through it, there was only two particular cards that I particularly wanted to have a go at making. I pointed these out in a previous video. Actually, I think it's yesterday's. This one is one of them. It's this like handbag type one. Now I know I had the handbag sort of designs from somewhere like this, so it's pretty basic. So even if you haven't got the book, you can make these up yourself. So the handbag is one of them, and the other one is the flower on cream paper. And to my knowledge, I've got all the pieces that I need to make these, with the big button in the middle. But I think for this video, I'm not sure if I do both of them, but I will have a go at this one with the handbag. And what I'm going to be using, I'll try and put this out the way for a minute. Let's see about putting it there. Is I've got these. Now, I don't know if these were, I think these were Poundland. I'm not sure if they're Poundland or the range now. There's 10 pieces in here, 15 by 10 centimetre, self-adhesive fabric sheet. So I thought this would be ideal to make, you know, sort of this little bag. Now I have actually got the templates at the back here, which I probably will stencil the actual picture, I think, because there it is, but you can make these up yourself. I need to check that this is going to be enough, although this one, the bottom half of the design, which is this bit here, they've done as a flowered, but then the rest here, they've done it like a plain colour. So that's what I might do using these pieces. But I need to find out whether one of these pieces is going to be large enough to actually cover at least this bit. If not, I will make my design slightly smaller. So these are the pieces. So it's not quite, oh, it might just fit the bottom of the design. So what I probably would do is probably maybe use the flowered bit, I think, and then possibly some pink flowered sort of thing to do, some plain paper to do the top bit, but we'll see how this goes. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a paper so I can actually just sort of stencil this sort of out, trace it out. So I need my pencil. I haven't got everything here because I've only got a little area, and I wanted to try and get this video up. I've been at the hospital all day for hubby, and so it's not looking good. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to go into too much details at the moment. But this is what I call my sort of relaxing time to do things like this. So I'm just going to get a piece of paper so I can actually just trace this design. So I've got some paper here, so I'm just going to sort of trace out the design. But like I said, it's quite a basic design, so you can make your own up as you go along. And so it might be best to double this over to make it so it's even both sides. But at this point, it's just to get the design correct. So this should be straighter. Get it back. So that needs to be straighter because that's going to be at the top of the page. It's got little dots because obviously that's what you're going to need at the top. So I'm going to quickly cut this out, and what I'm going to do, I think, is fold it over to make sure I've got it even, like so. Just makes it a little bit, I say I only want it as a template. It might not be exactly right, but as long as it's even. And then I've got the template, even if I was to get rid of the book, I have got a folder that I keep templates in. They're things like that. So I'm going to just do a little bit there, go round like that, straight across, because that's going to be the top. And then I think actually if I do it this way, I can actually just cut the centre bit out, and hopefully that will work out correctly like so. Let's see if that works. So there we got the handbag sort of template, and it should be pretty even, not too bad. I mean, it's slightly smaller, but that's okay. And this is the paper I want to actually use. So these are supposed to be these are like fabric, but they're sticky, so I'm hoping this is going to work out, so I can use that as a as the main handbag, even if I have to trim it down a little bit. So what I've done is, because I needed a card, this one is a blank inside and everything. I'm using what I already have, so hopefully this will fit on like so. Yeah, and then all I've got to do is cut it around, so it's going to be both, so it's all one design. That makes sense. So it's all one sort of shape. So let's put something down to stop it from actually moving. I think what I might do is just put a couple of glue dots just to hold it in place while I cut it. So it's getting all sticky. I think that should be, I just want enough to hold it in place. So let's get that correct. So I know it's red, but you won't, hopefully, oops, would be handy. What you've got to remember is the crease, because that's going to hold the card together, needs to be at the top there, like so. Hopefully, said I've not made this before, I'm sort of winging it, so hopefully this will come out correct. If not, it be plan B, or I will be trying it again. But let's see how this goes. So I've got some of the glue dots stuck on. So next, cut the shape out like so. And round. I'll probably get comments to say there was an easier way of doing this and might be making more work for myself, but we shall see. As I said, see how this goes. And round like so. And then down like so, and round. Making sure the top bit is obviously all fixed. I suppose you could stick it if necessary, but that's the bit that you need. And then obviously I need to cut that out, which I'll probably do a cross to cut the bit out, so it should stand up. So there you've got the shape of your handbag. So that is the actual pattern, and I'll get back to the actual picture, and probably I will put my own stamp on it, but there it is. So like I said, it might not be exactly like the design, but as far as I'm concerned, it's close enough. It does mean that obviously the other half of it, which is that half, can stay plain white. I just need to cut the center bit out, so it looks okay. So what I might do, actually, like I said, is just to, first of all, I need to cut through without trying to stab myself, and see if I can cut the center bit out. And I need to have a plain bit covering the handle, and the flap as well for the bag. So this needs to go completely through, so trying to cut it like that without actually damaging the rest. So I'm going to do a little cross, which I think is the easiest way to get in there to get this center bit out. And then I can start cutting it out once I've got the cross in place, like so. And I think one more should do it, and then I can cut it out. Now this is where I need to try and get it as not perfect, but as best as I can. So if I cut a little bit out first of all, so I can start cutting out this little bit here. So I can manoeuvre my scissors. I have got smaller scissors, but I've got these to hand. And as I can get close enough, I can then start cutting round. Right, I think that's close enough, because I want to cover the handle anyway, but at least it's gone through by the looks of it. So then I can start sort of doing my design and covering it. So as long as that top bit is still sort of connected, that's fine. Yes, it might be a little bit rough. What I might even do is use ribbon. I think I might even use ribbon around that bit actually to cover sort of the design, but I'd have to do it separately, because you don't want obviously the ribbon to go on like that, and then you can't obviously prop the card up. But I'll take that as it comes. So I think what I might do is use this flowery piece first of all, and that's going to go on like so, and then I will be able to put on another bit here to make the flap. So that's what I'm going to do. So I think the easiest way to probably do this is to stick it down, but what I might do is bring it right up to the top, that bit, and then I might end up having to just sort of trim that down a little bit. So I haven't used these before, so here goes. They're supposed to be self-adhesive material, so see how these go. I only got the one packet because I've never used them before, but I thought when I was looking at this in the hospital, I was thinking, I'm sure I've got these material sort of pieces that I can use on this. So yeah, I'm hoping it's actually going to cover my design, but hey ho, you never know until you try these things, do you? So I'm going to do this right up to the top, in the middle, trying to keep it as straight as possible, and then smooth it down like that. Then I can cut round the design. I'm just going to take this off again a moment, because I can see that the lettering is actually showing through, which I was actually afraid of. So what I'm going to have to do is put a piece of paper over this bit to try and mask the lettering. Whether to use a thicker piece of card might be a good idea actually. So I need a thicker piece of card out of my papers down here, or even if I've got some pink. Have I got pink? Because I'm going to need one. I don't know if that will go. It's got bits of red in it, so I could possibly might use that bit. Like I said, you never know when you're doing something for the first time. You don't know how it's going to turn out until you actually do something. And maybe I should have put the paper down, you know, cover the card first. What's that one? Oh, that's quite stiff paper. Yeah. So I'm more concerned about this bit. So using the pencil, let's just concern ourselves first of all by covering where the writing is. As I said, if you'd done this, you would have realised that if you'd done plain card, it wouldn't have been a problem. Always trim that again if necessary. Which way round is it going to be better? That way. Right. So I'm going to glue this down onto my card. I did have a request to do this in real time, so I do apologise if it goes on too long, but as I've not made this card before, you'll have to just bear with me and talk through what I'm doing. I mean, a lot of us crafters know things sometimes when you're doing something for the first time don't always go to plan, and that's why very often I don't, particularly when I'm doing something for the first time, don't necessarily like to actually video the first one. So there we go, and then we'll try it again with the paper. So it was mostly putting down so that it covers the writing, and then we can stick this down. I don't really want to keep removing the paper, the material, else it will lose its stickiness. I want to get the creases out. So just make sure the creases are out, like so, and then I can actually trim it off. Hopefully I've got it pretty straight, so I'm gonna cut this bit off. Make sure it is as neat as possible. So that's that bit, and then I'm just going to trim the bottom bit so it all matches up. Once I've done a couple of these, you get to know what you're doing and everything. So there we are. That's the material part of the front of the bag, and looks like I've got all the creases out like so. So there is the first part of the bag, and it's still fairly neat. Just take a few little snips. Right, so now I've got my sort of front bit, and then I want to obviously cover this. Not, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to do ribbon or not. And then we need sort of the half moon bit for the bag. So what I might do is I might actually use this to do my bag. That's my little bit. So using my template again, because I need to obviously do a bit here, so that this is actually thinner, so hopefully I might be able to cut it out. We'll give it a go and see what happens. So I need it so it is like a curved sort of part. I don't know if there was another template for this bit, or whether it you just do it yourself. I think it looks like you do it yourself, so that's not a problem. So I need to have a sort of half moon to make the actual bag. So they've actually done the handle and this bit separate. So I'm going to put this on here to start with, so that I can gauge where I want it, and then I can do the curve. Like that. Might just need to take that up a fraction more. And then I can work out how I want my sort of top of my handbag to go. So I think I'll do it that way round, and I need to make, I think, a slightly curved, so it's curved round. Or I could leave it like that, making it a little bit sort of easier. I wanted to. Yeah, I think that's what I will do. I think I will stick that bit on, and then I can trim it again. So I'm just neatening off the bits that I don't need. So then we have got the bag flap there. So now I know it's a funny shape because it's slightly different. They've got it curved like that. I've just left it like that, but I think for a first attempt, I say rough one, this should be fine. So now I'm just going to get something to cover sort of this bit, and I need to find something to use as the clasp for the handbag. So I'll probably pause this bit while I have a little rummage to see what I have. Right, I have actually decided I'm going to cover it. The ribbon is not going to work because obviously I had realised before I started I'm getting ribbon out because of this bit, and I can't really seal it down. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to cover, as it has done on this one, I'm going to cover and try to cover the actual handle. So I'm going to take that bit off. I had thought about using texture to see whether that would also work. I'll see how the pink goes first of all. So I need that to go there. Now, do I stick it down and then cut it out? Well, actually, it might be an easier way of doing this. I'll just do it a little bit up and then trim it down, I think. So, do it this way. Like that. I say, for anybody who's watching this, please don't judge me. Sometimes I might go round, as I say, Timbuktu to get to China, but we will get there. So basically I just need to get that centre bit done and cut out. Yep, I think that will probably work. So, glue. Right, so there we have. I found all my gems actually, because I thought I might give it a little bit of bling. you know, I might put some of these going all the way round. I've also got I'm going to put up my design. I can either do it this way and put sort of the one like that, and then you've got these ones, so you can do like a flower that way, if you can see that. Or I picked out this, but not use the black, use the smallest one and put that there. Then I can actually put maybe that gem on like that, because it brings a bit of the white in and it's like the flower bit. So I think I might do it that way round. Let's take some of these out and see what else we've got. We've got a lot of the little sort of flowers, so I could even do little flowers around here. Or another idea is do them like studs, less is more they say. Put that like that and that one like so, which I might do it that way, like that. Whether that needs to be changed over for a pink one and have it like that. I think I like it that way actually. So I think that's how I am going to decorate. I think putting a lot of these might be a little bit too much, going right round. Let me just see if that is going to be too much. I think both ways work really well, I must admit. I do kind of like just the two, or whether to put some more on this white flower, maybe like that. But I think the trouble is, I think you could overdo it. So I think what I'm going to do is I might still, I like the idea of using the white flower with that. So I think that is definitely what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put this on first of all. And I'm going to put this gem on because I do like that. Sometimes I might go halfway and then add the pieces on at some point. So I'm going to do it that way. And then, as I said, there we are with the flower. I think that goes really well. Now to make the decision, do I just go with the two or do I cover the whole thing? And I think I like it just with the two. I think possibly having too much on there will be too much, so I think I'll do it that way. Like I said, this is a first attempt. Hopefully my next one will be a lot more smoother and better. So let's get these gems put on and we can take it from there. I think I'm going to put some ribbon on as well at the side here. I'm just going to tie this on. Put a little bow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off by putting with a love. I'm not going to put happy birthday or anything, because sometimes these cards I like to leave sort of blank, or put a sentiment on that doesn't necessarily have to be for any particular occasion, because then it can be used for whatever need be. So I've put with love on there, and I think that is where I'm going to actually leave. So I've got with love there. I'm actually really pleased for my first attempt anyway, making this card, and I quite like the little sort of ribbon on there. So as I said, it's not brilliant, but I feel it is really good for a first attempt, and then I can practice and make more of these and work out a better way of dealing with it. But basically it's using everything that I already had to hand, so I'm really pleased. So there is my handbag card, and like I said, for a first attempt I don't think it's too bad. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.